All right, so in the battle for pretty much the number one seed in the next AP poll and for first place in the Maui Invitational, Purdue and Marquette had a pretty good battle tonight, pretty good matchup. Marquette kind of started too slow, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Started way too slow and then kind of tried to fight back at the end and got a three-pointer off actually from half court at the end to kind of tie it, but just waited too long. And Zach Edey really was just too much for him in the first half. They did a good job in the second half, I thought, playing defense on him. Talking about Marquette on Zach Edey. And these are definitely two top 5 teams. They look good. They both return a ton from last year that had a lot of production last year. Both these teams were very good last year. Despite Purdue losing in the first round, both these teams had a lot of success last year and should make similar runs this year and probably go even further. Zach Edey obviously is pretty dominant, but he's got some help this year. Looking at Smith, Loyer, and Jones, they can contribute a little bit this year. Not just this game where they scored a little bit, but throughout this tournament, they're going to help out a lot. Their guard play looks a lot better than it did last year because Marquette's defense really put the pressure on them. They play hard-nosed defense, talking about Marquette, and they get after you. They threw a little pressure at them as far as press-wise, and they somewhat kind of, in the half court harassed them. They would double down, sometimes triple down anytime Zach Edey got the ball in the post and then make, a guard make a decision. But they were all over handsy. I was really impressed with Marquette, really, is my takeaway from this. Purdue, you kind of know what you're going to get. They're going to have a big man that's going to be good. This time it's Zach Edey. They always have a big guy, though. That's kind of their memo. And they looked the part of the number one team. But like I said, I was impressed with Marquette. I know they lost in this game, but this, in my opinion, is probably Shaka Smart's best team that I've seen him have, whether it's his runs at VCU, or last year, or his runs in the Big 12 with Texas. This is the most impressive team to me. Kolek's good, and then Ighodaro is pretty good as well, the big man. Now Edey was just a little too much for him. Kind of, he's so freaking big. There's nothing, you can only do so much. You got to just really get turnovers and get out and run is really the way to beat, Purdue and Zach Edey with that. But, looking at this, that being said, Marquette shot pretty good, 51%, and looks like Purdue shot pretty good as well, 50%. The key difference here is if you look on Marquette's three-point percentage down here, 29.4% compared to Purdue's 47%. It's going to be tough to beat if they're shooting better from the three-point line than you in an evenly matched game like this because both these teams are actually, like I said, pretty good. Definitely will be probably top 2 seeds probably come tournament time. The problem is Marquette, like I said, turned them over a bunch and really played them pretty good defensively, about as good as you can do. And Purdue still came out with the win. Now, obviously, this is, first few weeks of the basketball season. It's a tournament just to, play some other good teams. But Purdue comes away with 2 solid wins. Marquette has some solid competition as well, knocking off Kansas last night. And Purdue will probably be, like I said, the number 1 team come Sunday in the AP poll. And Marquette might even move up to number 3. There ain't no telling in the AP poll because Kansas is going to drop, obviously. But, yeah, both these teams look good. Both of them will be possibly number 1 seeds come tournament time. Don't be surprised if that happens. But, yeah, my main takeaway from this, impressed with Marquette. Purdue looks the part as well. Let me know your thoughts on this game down in the comment section. Comment below, like this video, and subscribe.